Right, so let's do some more fraction stuff. Okay, so what you're doing in school is you're just colouring in fractions of shapes, but I want to just do it like with normal fractions. So if I say 1/4 plus 2/4, how many quarters do I have? Take a guess. How many quarters do I have? What's your best guess?
At the top it will be 3.
That's right. Okay, let's do another one like that. Okay, if I've got 2/7, because it's got a 7 on the bottom, 2/7, that means 2 out of 7, plus 3. 3 what?
7.
7ths, very good. Then the answer is going to be how many 7ths?
5.
5, yay! Okay, is this a bit easy for you?
Yeah.
Shall we make it a little bit harder?
Yeah.
Okay, now what I want to do is I want you, this is a bit tricky, okay, I'm going to add different kinds of fractions. Like you see all these, the ones we just did, they all got 7 on the bottom. That means they're all the same kind of fraction, they're all 7ths. But what happens if we add different kinds of fractions? For example,
You add the bottom and the top.
yeah, okay, it's can you tell somebody to answer the phone? Because it's quite loud.
I did it.
Yeah, good boy. Okay, so, what were you just saying? I didn't hear you because it was a bit loud.
You add the top and the bottom.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do something like that. Okay, so if I had 1/5 and I had 3/10, this is actually very grown-up work. Okay, so if you can do this, it will be really, really good. But you don't know how to do it yet. I'm about to teach you, but you kind of know the trick, okay? Because the trick is all about whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. Remember we were doing that a minute ago?
I think I know the answer.
Really? Are you sure? Okay, but I have to tell you one thing before you give it a shot, right? The trick you have to use, like I said, is whatever you do to the top, you have to do the bottom. And you have to, you know, like in the other questions, like this question, they're all the same bottom bit. That's the only time you can add them together. Otherwise, it's really confusing to add them. So, I'm just going to give you one clue. I know you want to just tell me, but I just want to give you the clue just in case, yeah? And that is that you have to have the same bottom bits. Right now, they're different. Okay? So, I'm saying you should make them both 10 on the bottom. Okay? Now, this first one is already 10 on the bottom. So, we don't have to make it any different. That stays like that. But how am I going to turn this in... What should go on the top? That's the question. And it's
6.
do... Did you say 6?
Yeah.
Okay, now... What have I done? You see, this is the bottom here, and this is the bottom there, right? And from here to there, what have I times by to get from 5 to 10?
2.
Ah, we times it by 2. So we times the bottom by 2, is that right?
Yeah.
So if we want to make this fraction the same as this fraction, we have to do that rule. Whatever we do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. Yeah? So if we times the bottom by 2, yeah, so if we times the bottom by 2 from there to there, we have to, what do you have to do to the top?
You put at the bottom.
We have to times the top by 2 as well. So what is 1 times 2?
2.
2, good. Okay, so what's happened? I know it sounds really confusing what we're doing, because the first time you do something it is a bit confusing. Oh no, let me put 2 there again. Okay, all we did is that we wanted to add 1/5 and 3/10. Okay, and we said, oh my god, we can't add them like that. So what we're going to do is make it much easier, but we can't really change the question. So I said, look, this is the same as that, and you know this 1/5, that's the same as 2/10. So I'm adding the same things together, but they'd look a little bit different. Yeah, because the rule is the 1/5 is the same as the 2/10. Yeah, can you see that this 1/5 is the same as 2/10? Yeah, because it used the rule, whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. Okay, so now we're allowed to add them. Now I know that's really confusing, so we have to do it a couple of times to help you. But now it's really easy to get the answer. What is 2/10 plus 3/10? Say that again.
5.
5. And what's on the bottom?
10.
Yeah, you got it. Well done. Yeah, so that was very tricky. That was very tricky. That's why we have to do it a couple of times to get used to it. Okay, so I'm going to give you another question where before we add it, we have to change the bottom bit. I mean, yeah, one of the fractions. So, let's see. 3 out of 7 plus 5 out of 14. Okay, now you have see their different bottom bits. Can you see? This is 7 on the bottom, these are 14 on the bottom. If you got different things on the bottom, then you can't add them yet. They have to be the same kind of fraction. Okay, so I'm going to put an arrow here, I'm going to put an arrow here, I'm going to put new fractions, and I'm going to give you a clue. Basically you have to change them both into 14s. Now this one here is already 14, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one we don't have to do anything to it, just stay like that. But this first one, can you see what I'm pointing at? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, which one am I pointing at?
3.
3/7, yeah? 3/7 they call it. What do we have to times the top and the bottom by? What did we...
2.
Oh, you clever boy, you said it so quickly! So what does that mean is on the top of this fraction here? What should be on the top?
6.
Yeah, you got it! See, it was such a hard question. The first one was really, really hard because it's the first time you did it. Next, this one is getting a little bit easier. Okay, and then we're going to do one more, and then hopefully you'll find it much, much easier. So, what do you think is the answer? What goes on the bottom, first of all?
14.
Clever boy. And what goes on the top?
11.
11, you win! Okay, we're gonna do one more, because you are doing so good, okay? And you know what? We haven't changed colours for a long time. We need to change colours, okay? Now, because you're doing so good, you get to pick the colour. What colour should I pick? Blue, dark blue, green, red, orange, black,
Orange.
orange. Now, would you like that kind of... Yeah, let's just go for this orange. I like this orange, actually. We could have chose more kind of oranges, but I think I just like this normal orange. Okay, so okay, it's the same thing again. We're gonna have different kind. Oh, I like the fat pen, isn't it? It's much easier to read. So choose that and the thick one. That's it. Okay, so alright, so let's say 5 out of 12 plus 1 out of 6. Actually, no, because I keep doing the same kind of thing. Yep, I've got a better idea. 1 out of 4. Okay. So, my clue is that they're both going to turn into 12s. Okay, and can you see which one stays the same? Which of these two fractions stay the same? Does this fraction stay the same? Or this fraction say it again?
The first one.
This one. You are very clever. Okay, so that means this one is going to change. Now, what am I timesing this by? And the clue is this bottom bit is 4, and this bottom bit is 12. What are we timesing it by? What have we timesed it by?
4.
Let me see. What is 4 times 4? Is 4 times 4
16.
12?
16.
16? Ah, you're right. 4 times 4 is 16. So I'm wondering, what do I have to do to 4? 4 times what makes 12?
3.
Yay, you got it right. Okay, so 3. So now I know what I have to do to the top bit. What do I have to do to the top bit? 1 times
3.
clever boy, which makes...
3.
And where do I put that 3?
On the top.
You clever boy. And now what do I do to finish the question? What do I have to do to finish the question?
You add the 5 and the 3.
You got it. And what's the answer?
8.
5 and 3 is what?
8.
8. Yes. And what's on the bottom?
12.
12. Wow. Okay. I'm just wondering what to give for your homework. Because you did such hard work. Okay. I'm not gonna give you... Oh, I don't know. Should I give you this really hard? I don't know. Okay. Alright, listen. This is your homework. Can you take a... have you got a piece of paper with you?
Yeah.
Yeah? This H/W means homework, yeah? And your homework is to do this. I like the homeworks to be easy. But maybe a little bit hard. So let me just see. I'm gonna give you 3 questions, and this time I don't want you to do it just before the next lesson. You can do it just after this lesson, or you can give yourself a little break. But I want you to do it way before the next lesson. Is that okay, Hashir?
Okay.